Right. Good evening and Happy New Year to everybody. Happy 2023. We are at our first meeting of the year. LaShawna LeBook is not here tonight. She asked me if I would chair the meeting for this evening, and that's what I'm doing. And we do have time in a second. So first, and Happy New Year, if I haven't mentioned it, to everybody here in the audience and in remote land. So call to order. We've got a quorum. Looks like a roll call.
Shanda LeBook, Dennis Alexander.
Here.
Ramona Leda Reed. Here. Ray Reardon.
Here.
Tiffany Meyer.
Here.
And yes, we do have a quorum. 4 people. I believe right now our let me just, I know it's not, but just you know, I'll just put it out there that we do have, I think we have open seats. So anybody who's interested in this commission, please inquire. It's a worthy commission. All right, review of agenda. If there are any items that arose after the 72-hour posting deadline, this is the point in the meeting where a vote may be taken to add the item to the agenda, and a 2/3 majority vote is required. Is there anybody in the audience here? Seeing none. Is there anybody watching from home that would like to add an item?
Don't see any hands raised, but I was just, there's a couple people, so I was just going to give them just a minute. In case there's a little bit of a delay. And throw my hands up.
Okay, it looks like there's not, so we'll move ahead. Item number 4 is public comment. Members of the public wishing to address the commission on matters within the jurisdiction of the city of Seaside. The city of Seaside, but not on this agenda, may do so during the public comment period for up to 3 minutes. Public comments for presentations on this agenda are also taken at this time. Comments on specific agenda items are heard under that item. For the record, if you have if you want to address the commission under this under the public comment, then please state your name. Nobody from the present audience. Is there anybody from home that would like to take advantage of public comments?
Yes, I do have a hand up. Ms. Nelson, you have the floor.
Hi, Neighborhood Improvement Commission. I'm Diane Nielsen, City of Seaside resident. I just wanted you to know I'm out here listening to you, even though I'm not in the council chambers. And I also wanted to thank you for your dedication to the City of Seaside and seeing improvements made. When I go down the street, I say lots of different things I'd like to see done, but I know that everything takes time, and I just want to appreciate what you do. And also, when you do speak, please remember to turn on your microphones, because it's really difficult to hear you out here. And thank you again. I yield the rest of my time.
Ms. Nielsen, thank you, and we really appreciate your watching these meetings on a monthly basis. You know, it's good to hear that you're such a committed member of the community. Thank you.
I had a hand up, it went down, but I'm just going to ask if she would like. Ms. Castillo, you have the floor.
Yes, I would like to talk about some fireworks in Seaside, and possibly what is going well, and maybe areas that can be improved on, as well as maybe how the community can help.
Okay, did you have some input right now on those items, or did you just want to, because you have 3 minutes right now if you'd like to talk about that?
Sure, I'd be happy to talk about it. My name, I didn't say my name. My name is Jared Berg, and I've been living in Seaside since 2013, and I own my home. We have, over the last several years, as you guys are well aware of, and as you guys are currently taking action to try to stop illegal fireworks, we have specific neighbors that continue to light fireworks off, and we have talked to the fire department, which does a great job, as well as the police department. Everybody has been extremely nice, but what seems to be an issue is it seems that the police officers kind of have their hands tied and are not able to actually cite people unless they see them. Just the other day, over New Year's, it was almost like World War III going on our street, and several neighbors had called the police and talked to the police, including myself. And I have video of it, and I told the police officers this, and I waited outside for hours and nobody showed up. And it was not the first time that I would call the police multiple times in a night. And I honestly think it's a waste of resources for the police, and it'd be nice if somehow, and I know you have a task force, but maybe somehow we go to zero tolerance, because I know in Monterey, there's not the same issue. In Pacific Grove, there's not the same issue. In Carmel, there's not the same issue. And maybe the residents can have be more active in helping out, whether it's through like a neighborhood app that gets connected to the police or something. But it seems like there is a disconnect between people calling law enforcement and the law enforcement actually being able to do things.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate that comment. And if well, first of all, I'll address all issues once everyone has had a chance to address the commission. Is there anybody else with them? Okay. And that would be
Lance, you have the floor.
All right, hello, thank you. My name is Lance. I'm a homeowner, business owner, and Seaside resident of 18 years. First and foremost, I'd like to say that I've always had pleasurable experiences with the Seaside PD and Seaside Fire. I think they do a wonderful job. I also believe the city of Seaside is doing a wonderful job in improving Seaside, its business districts, Broadway, and other areas of the city. With that being said, one of the areas that continues to disappoint our neighborhoods is the lack of enforcement against the illegal fireworks that the last resident had just mentioned. Illegal fireworks in Seaside is not only limited to holidays. Illegal fireworks are weekly and even daily occurrence in some of the neighborhoods. Legal fireworks are reported to the PD daily, and from that, our neighborhood has seen a lack of enforcement on the illegal fireworks. I and my neighbors encourage our mayor, city council, other city officials to work more closely with the police and fire departments to ensure that proper enforcement's occurring. This is a true public safety issue that will not be taken, that's not being taken seriously enough by the city. Illegal fireworks would not be tolerated in Monterey. Legal fireworks would not be tolerated in PG. Legal fireworks would not be tolerated in Carmel, so why Seaside? Public safety of our residents should be the #1 priority. Thank you.
thank you. Do we have anybody else? Okay. Well, thank you to all three of you for your input. To the last two gentlemen, I would just like to say that yes, we're fully aware of the firework issue. It's been a long time ongoing issue in Seaside. Having once been a police officer in Seaside and a city council person, we're very, the current city council is very much aware of it, as well as the police department. And what I could say is just keep on being vocal about it. If there's anything more that this commission could do, I think we would definitely take it under advisement. We do have cleanups every couple of, or twice a year. And if we can get people who, you know, they have fireworks laying around, they just want to get rid of rather than shoot them off, you know, we will put that information out there at those times as well. But it's an ongoing issue. We're very much aware of it, and just continue to be being vocal about it, and spread your ideas to your fellow neighbors, and make the you know, have them talk to the police department and as well as the city council. But thank you. Right, and moving on. Next, have approval of minutes. Item A, approval of minutes from the regular meeting of December 6th of last year, 2022. Motion to approve.
I motion that we approve the minutes.
Okay, there's a motion
Second.
and a second. And take the vote. All in favor of the approval of minutes from last month, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Passes. Okay, then item, now we're going to go into the business section. The first one, item A, assigning of the House of the Month locations to commissioners. Let's go ahead and do that. Seems we haven't done that in a bit, but let's go ahead and do that and get them to go in this year. Does anybody, so I think we all have a map in front of us, do we? Okay, and we see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Seaside is broken into 11 or 12, I believe, of the, well, let's call it the others. 11 different categories where we have residents. So let's go ahead. Does anybody want to volunteer to take any areas for this coming year?
I'll take Del Monte Heights.
Del Monte Heights. So we're going to probably have to do, each of us do 2 for this year, because we only have, we will have 5. We have 5 right now, so we'll have to at least take 2 right now.
I can also take Hannon then.
Excuse me. Should we pick ones where we live or not live?
That's a
Or
good.
conflict of interest?
You know, since that's a good question. I don't think it's a conflict of interest because we don't benefit financially from it or in any other way. I can't imagine, but that's a good question. That I don't recall in the past if we did that. I believe that we did try to veer from doing that. So just for the, you know, if not for nothing else, the appearance of it making, not that there's a conflict of interest, it's probably a good idea to do just that. It's not choose the area in which we live in. So given that, first of all, does anybody have any?
The only thing I think is that commissioner would be more aware of their neighborhood. I understand what you're saying. I think we did veer away from that, but maybe more familiar with this neighborhood and be able to see some improvement on lot where I'm 2. That's the one thing that makes me being doubtful of. So can we get a ruling on that?
I would agree with Ramona on that. I mean, you are more familiar with the neighborhood you live in. You're walking around it, you're driving around it, and you know, it's just more familiar. So I feel like if I were able to do the neighborhood I lived in, I would be able to be more in tune with what's going on.
The reason why I bring it up is gorgeous house right beside mine, and I picked that. But 2 blocks down, Fred says, "Hey, you guys drink beers together every Saturday. You guys barbecue together." And here he's it's picked. I mean.
But
there's
we're all
people-
voting on it though, right?
No, you bring in your pictures of what you have, and then,
Don't we all vote on what you bring the pictures in on?
yeah, but I'm looking at it where who gets nominated is the starting point.
But could that commissioner recuse themselves? You pick 5 or I guess they want 8 to 10 houses. And then you can recuse yourself. Yes, from voting.
Well, different eyes in different neighborhoods, I've always believed, see different things. And, you know, I just try to stay away from those things.
Yeah, no, I understand, but then again, these neighborhoods in Seaside are large enough to where, we're getting outside of our own little neighborhood, I think. So I wouldn't, I live on Kimball Avenue, for example, that goes from, that part goes from No Sheboygan, or I guess I live in the Roush area, actually. And that's actually a huge section. So, there's a lot of houses there I may not have seen. So, yeah, Ray, I understand what you're saying, but I think we can, we can evade any conflict of interest by staying within our own neighborhood if we'd like to. Does everybody, it sounds like you ladies agree with that? No, just that we can veer away from any appearance of conflict of interest, even if we stay within our own section where we live.
I think we could, and not only that, but not to belabor the point, but with what Ray said, he did, make some valid points, but I'm just thinking ahead and, are you going to be, just for example, would that person be nominating the same house repeatedly over and over again? I mean, I could see if I nominated my neighbor's house because I thought it was really nice, even though my neighbor and I are friends, but I wouldn't be doing it month after month or, quarter after quarter, I just, and if I did, you'd all be saying, hey, didn't you do that last month? So I think we could steer. My point is, I think we could steer from that.
Right. Okay, so Tiffany, you've elected to take Hannon and Delmonte Heights. Ray, is there other two that you would like to choose?
I'll take, since we're going to do, I'll take Notre Buena. And, how about, Kimball one?
Okay. Ramona, are there two that you would like?
I'll take the Orchard Grove and North Terrace.
Or Grove or Terrace? And I'll go with okay, or Terrace. I'll go with Olympia and Terrace. Yeah, Olympia and Terrace. I guess that's going to be Shonda, Cabrillo, Laguna Grande, and Roush.
I'm sure we'll have another commissioner on, maybe,
Yeah.
By that time, yeah.
by that
Yeah.
time.
I guess temporarily we could choose these one, and then our new
Yeah.
commissioner can take one.
Can you repeat yours again, Dennis?
I'll go ahead and take Olympia and Terrace. Now as far as months, would you like to back them up month to month and just be done with it for the year? For your duties are done for the year, or would you like to space them out? For example, Ramona, let's say we did Orchard Grove in January, and then 6 months from now you do Orchard Terrace, or would we like to just do it back to back, and then that commissioner is done for the year? What do you guys think? Back to back?
Because I'll forget. It's easy for me to forget.
How many guys on here?
I'd be okay with that.
Back to back, okay. Who would like to take February and March then?
I can take February and March.
Okay, Tiffany, February and March. Great, any choices? You said February and March, okay. So I guess February, March. What about January?
I was gonna ask the commission, do you guys want to, whoever takes February to do January also, and then we can vote for both months in February, February meeting? Or do you guys want to just skip January and start with February? Since there are 11.
Let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. That way we'll, we'll have 11, which will take us to the end of the year.
Skip January,
Right.
okay?
I'll do April, May.
Few reasons to April, May. I'm gonna do June, July. I'll do August, September. And then, Shonda will have October, November, and then hopefully our new person. We'll give him or her December.
Chair,
Yes.
I'd like to recommend too that when the winner is chosen, that, like if it's me, that I attend that council meeting. Instead, we're always scrambling around who's gonna be there at that council.
Okay,
meeting.
yeah, well,
So please make sure that.
right, we'll count that as the duty, that,
Yeah.
right, that council member, that the commissioner has to be at that council meeting. which
And I
is-
think Tiffany was not really familiar with that. But basically, the person that chooses nominates the houses. When one's chosen, they show up at the
City council.
city council meeting that we have the date for, basically, when it's available, just to make that presentation.
And will we be notified of that? I mean, I just want to make sure I know that which city council meeting
Absolutely.
that person will be recognized.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And that's why this year I wanted to do it a little bit different, because last year it was more like, well, the year before it was more like, well, it's gonna be at this city council meeting, and things would come up.
Right.
So I wanna get it definite, which city council meeting it'll be on, and then let you guys know so that that person can be there.
Right.
Will it most likely be the following month? Like if I.
Yes, yes,
I mean, we're always a month behind, right?
correct. Because we meet the first Tuesday, they meet the first Thursday.
So Tiffany, this is brand new for you, right? You haven't done this before? Okay,
Yeah.
So can we quickly go over what the, I guess, qualifications are?
That would be fabulous,
Okay.
because I actually even had some questions and maybe those will be
Sure.
answered with you going over that.
There are several, cleanliness, just appearance, beauty, I guess, beauty, but that's the eye of the beholder, but cleanliness, is, I'm sorry? Drought tolerance, plantage. One of the ones that I know has been on this commission, one of the qualifications for a long time, is if you know where the house was and where it is now, has it made major improvements? Now, you may not know that because you're fairly new to the city, but if you do know that, that's a huge thing. But I mean, it's really, it's sort of like, you know when you see it, I guess. Drought tolerant plans, cleanliness, does the house look, does it have appeal, I guess, anything else I'm missing?
They have no code violations.
Right, thank you very much, that's a good idea, right, no code violations, cars parked in the yard. Good.
Clean and neat is important because you might have like Ray brought up one time that in the past, that someone can spend 10 grand on their house and the other person can only spend 150. So it's more about clean and neat.
Yeah, that's a good point. So, yeah, and then what you do is you go and you look and then send the addresses. I guess you take a picture if you like yourself, but one of the staff will go out and if you let Jackie know what those addresses are, a staff member will take pictures of it. Oh,
And how many?
We usually, between 5 and 10.
I'll also get you some manual, maybe Mr. Reardon. We had a list that we gave to the commission of top 10 code violations. Just so you guys can have handy, and you go out, you can see one of those things. House might look great, but 4 or 5 code violations.
Yeah.
So I'll send that to you guys in the morning.
Thank you, Jackie.
Yes.
Okay, good. Anything else on this item before I move on?
Can I just ask when my choice was going to be? I wasn't here, I wasn't present when you guys chose it. But can I ask when that's going to be presented?
As a matter of fact, David's gonna get the plaque tomorrow.
So that
So when he gets the
person has
plaque,
been.
I haven't been notified yet, because I wanted the plaque in hand, find out from government when there's room on the city council meeting, and then have it on. And then give me sufficient notice.
All right, good. That was good, good and quick. All right, item B, consideration of participation with the Red Cross and Sound the Alarm Smoke Alarm Installation Project. This is the item I asked to have put on the agenda. Real quick, I'll give a little bit of background information. The Red Cross is working with the Central Coast cities, Santa Cruz County and Monterey County for about 8 years now on a monthly basis, working with the fire departments. So I want to put that out there, working with the fire departments as far as putting smoke alarms in houses where they're either they don't have them or they're not working anymore to make our city basically more safe. And we haven't done Seaside in a while, and I just heard from the director for disaster services that Seaside will probably be in this month because it was originally going to be somewhere in Salinas, but Salinas had to cancel out. Last I heard, she was looking at Seaside. Now, we haven't done this in Seaside in a couple of years, I think since before COVID. And smoke alarms, they burn out. Some people don't have them. And what this does basically is it helps out the fire department, because the fire department likes to know, who has smoke alarms and who doesn't. This way, we get to help them out as far as going in the houses and getting them in. It's a real quick process in each house, 5 to 10 minutes. Just basically putting them in, electrical spraying them in, educating the homeowner or resident about having an escape plan, and they might even have a firefighter on the team. So basically, work in teams of about 3, and where 2 people are doing the installation and 1 person is doing the education part of it. Seaside's always been a very successful in this term as far as just number of putting. We've always had a number of teams, and as you may have seen in my email, that the fire department provides breakfast. Usually have, I just put them on the spot with that right now. And the Red Cross provides lunch. It costs us nothing, and we can count it as one of our, if we want to consider neighborhood safety as something important to this commission, then this would fall under our purview, I think. So that's that. I don't know the exact date. It's usually the 3rd Saturday in the month, but it could be. From some emails that have gone back and forth between the Red Cross and our fire department, they were saying the 14th, which would be not this coming Saturday, the following Saturday. But all we would have to do is show up and join a team, and that's it. It's a couple of hours. We get fed. It costs us nothing. So anyway, I just thought I'd put that out there. If you want to consider this as, we can join it as individuals, or consider it one of our projects for the year. So any comments, any questions?
Will you give us notice?
Yeah, absolutely. As soon as I find out when the
Is it annually? Once a year?
it happens monthly, but it happens not annually in every city. So I know that we haven't done it in Seaside. We've done it a couple times in Seaside. It's called Sound the Alarm. It's nationwide, but the Central Coast chapter of the Red Cross is very aggressive in this. And we haven't done it in Seaside since before the pandemic. So it's been a few years. So this be the first time back. This really helps, like I said, this really helps the fire department. Basically, what the fire department does is let the Red Cross know what areas they haven't checked recently, and what areas may need smoke alarms, and we help them out that way.
So is this all residential, right? Or commercial? Or?
It's residential.
Residential.
And we would be going out in these groups of teams, these groups of 3 every month.
No, only when it's in Seaside. So it would be once a year at most.
Oh, well,
I shouldn't say that once at most. It could be, if we can't finish, for example, one year was in Seaside twice a year, was in a mobile home park and in a home neighborhood about 6 months later, so.
Well, I would certainly be willing to do that. I don't know that I would be the one that would, I don't know that I would want to install, but I would certainly volunteer to be an educator, as long as I knew what information I needed to present.
And the Red Cross provides that.
And secondly, as long as you gave me enough time to, put it on my schedule and to be there, because, I do work during the day, so, I would certainly be willing to do that.
These are always Saturdays,
Okay.
so,
And when we have, maybe when the gets lighter,
right.
and we can do it during the daylight hours.
We usually start around 8:30 to 9 in the morning, go until noon, have lunch back at the fire department. And then if we're not finished with our, our particular area, that we go back out, but we're always done by 1 or 2 o'clock.
Yeah, I'd be cool with doing that.
Good, good, good.
So count me in.
So do you just walk up to homes and ask them if you want it done, or is it all?
So in a particular, let's say, so for example, let's say that we're doing, and it's usually not this big, but let's say we're doing Hannon and we've got 10 teams. Then what we'll do is we'll separate that into 10 different parts, and a team will go out and do a certain number of houses. So that's basically what it is. We do the best we can. The Red Cross does the best they can as far as going out the week before in pre-campus. So at least they know we're coming. Okay. All right. Well, since I had asked this to be added, this will probably need a vote. So do we have a motion on the floor to consider this as one of our projects when, not on a monthly or yearly basis, but whenever it's necessary?
I motion.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second? Second. Okay, we have a second. All in favor of being part of this sound the alarm installation project in Seaside, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None? Okay. Passes. All right. Item C, review and discuss progress of projects with allocated NIC funds.
I'm not sure if David has some information. So.
Good evening, commissioners. This is David Little. I'm the staff liaison for the Neighborhood Improvement Commission. I just want to first say Happy New Year. And regretfully, I was unable to attend in person this evening, but I have been able to hear and view this meeting. Just to give you some updates. First, I wanted to provide an update on the San Pablo footbridge. So on December 21st, an assessment and structural inspection of the San Pablo, this is the pedestrian bridge, this inspection and assessment occurred. And it's my understanding that the report will be completed by the end of this month. We have been advised to go ahead and keep the bridge closed until we receive the assessment. The sidewalk at the sports court, this is over at the corner of Sonoma and Contra Costa. So we have an in-house engineer that's been assigned to this project. And I spoke with him earlier today, and he indicated that this project will begin before the end of the fiscal year. He's currently, well, a lot of our engineering department is currently working on some flooding issues, and I know one of his projects is storm drain replacement that's going on right now. So that's just taken quite a bit of time. I don't have any update on the bottle filling stations. I understand the fire station mural is in progress, and I think that's about it. That's about all I can provide at this time for an update.
Thank you, Mr. Little. Are there any questions for you? Items?
I just needed some clarity on the next budget's monies that is going to be for us to give more ideas. Look, I'm still confused. These monies were from last. If this is going to be completed by fiscal year June 30th, is that city's fiscal year? Because government's October something, right?
Yes.
So those monies, should we be thinking about the next budget's money that begins on June 30th? I know we were so late last time, or I just need some clarity on that. I'm confused on that, Mr. Little.
Right, so there are still some funds that have not been allocated that we would need to take to the council. And those funds would need to be encumbered before June 30th for them to not fall back into the general fund. And then we should, as we approach the end of the fiscal year, or as we get a little bit closer, we should have an idea about next fiscal year, which will begin July 1st, and hopefully have some kind of a projected amount that can then be discussed for projects.
So at this time, do you know how much money we have left over? And if there is indeed money left over, we should give information by the end of February, I would think, on suggestions. And that's been suggested many times by Councilman Pacheco, as well as you and other commissioners, that we should have the other commissioners, commission boards, if you will, give their input as well. So if there's enough money, we should be going to the rec, Park and Rec Commission and the Art and History Commission and find out what some of their needs are, if this commission doesn't come up with anything. So the first question, I guess, is do you know how much money is left for us to spend before June 30th?
You know, I'm sorry, I don't have that number in front of me at the moment, but I can provide that. There's no reason why I couldn't get the number to the commission. We could provide it by email.
Is it less or more than 100 grand?
I think it's close to 100 grand.
Mr. Little, I have I'm sorry, Ramona, do you have any follow-ups? Any folks have any questions? Mr. Little, I have a question. I know that before the council used to start getting together and start their meetings to look at the next fiscal year needs around this time. I remember it was, January, February timeframe. When is that going to start this year? Do you know?
Okay, so where we're at right now is the funds for this fiscal year. We need to get them. We need to get some projects. We need to get some ideas together that can go to the council. And if the council approves that, then those funds would need to be encumbered or, earmarked and something started in that project before June 30th of this year. Now, the funds for next fiscal year, yes, those as soon as we have an idea of what's being projected, we could potentially go to the council before before July 1st for the next fiscal year. And I would recommend that. And I would strongly recommend Ramona's, Commissioner Ramona's idea or thoughts about going to the other commissions too.
Right. The strategic planning sessions, that's what they're called. Have those started yet for looking at next year? Right.
We should suggest something before February 28th. We don't want to, last time we lost the money because we didn't get the plans into them quick enough.
Well, then, you know what we need is, we need to go to attend the other commissions meetings and propose, some things. Jack, off the top of your head, do you know when the other commissions meetings are? Then maybe we can attend some of those if we have the availability. David, thank you.
So I just want to make sure I understand what we're talking about. We're talking about using or earmarking the 100,000 that he mentioned for projects, either projects that we come up with as a commission or one of the other commissions comes up with that we can present to city council for them to approve.
And then I think that we can work together with the other commissions as well. And with the idea being that we're not silos, we should be working together on some things.
Okay.
Maybe we should just divvy up the money to the other commissioners. Lifeguards, give them 30K. Since we're under the gun of having it all done by June 30th, and whatever else is out there, just give the money away this year. And then we start working on 2023, 2024 budget. Because I'm sure they can use the money.
Yeah, I think they should do the homework on it. I think we should let them know that there's X amount of dollars for that commission and let them do their homework. Instead of us trying to come up with something all the time and everyone getting upset with, I don't like your idea, I don't like yours. Present it to these other commissioners. Maybe they have something grander and better than what we come up with all the time.
Right, and something that we can work together with them.
Yes.
And maybe at the beginning of 2023, 2024 budget, you just say here's $25,000 and don't come back to this pot, have your own money now and go for it. And this way we're spreading the wealth a little bit.
Unless that commission already has something planned that does cost 70.
Yeah.
And I'd just like to reiterate, whenever there's something that we can all work together on, there's no reason why the many separate commissions in this city has to, as I said earlier, we're not silos. We're working for the same city. We hopefully should find things we can do together. We just happen to have the moolah, the money, so source and work with them.
Collaborate.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think we're just waiting to see because I don't know off the top of my head when the dates are or when the meetings are for the commission. Maybe we could each attend, one of those and tell them what's up.
I see that the Art Mission Commission has a little meeting scheduled on the first Tuesday of November. Yeah, I was trying to go back to see when their regular meetings were scheduled. It's kind of- But because that was specific to me, the first Tuesday. Parks and Rec. But looks like the third Tuesday. No, third Monday of every month.
So I'm sorry. So arts is the same time as ours, first Tuesday.
That's the one thing that I was trying to figure out, but I went with that because it's specifically that agenda was labeled a regular meeting. Dated November 8th, which is the first Tuesday of November. No, actually, it's the second Tuesday of November.
Second Tuesday, okay.
The first,
So,
it landed on the first.
okay,
So second, so it looks like they meet the week after us.
okay. And we have a fairly new one, the environmental commission, right?
And environmental commission is the second Tuesday.
Second Tuesday.
We're first.
Third,
Third Monday.
third Monday,
Third Monday,
And what was art and history?
second Tuesday.
second Tuesday,
So environmental and art and history are both second Tuesday?
because I believe they're taking place in two different locations.
Oh.
His art history goes to Oldham, maybe?
They're at Wildemeyer, but I believe that most of the commissions are still meeting virtually.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
because environmental committee still meets via Zoom. And what I'll do when I send the items to them tomorrow, the code enforcement, top 10 code enforcement issues, I will send the actual schedule of which days these two commissions meet. So that you guys can decide if and when you'd like to visit the meeting, and if it's virtual, even better.
Parks and Rec, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure I have clear understanding. So if one of us commissioners is going to go to one of these other commissions meetings, what would be the intent of us going to the meeting? To tell them that we have money to spend and we would like them to come up with projects that they can propose to us or propose to city council or work with us? Or, I mean, I just want to kind of get an idea because I'm new at this.
And to be quite honest, this is kind of new for us as well, going to other, doing multi, projects, whether this is something new. It probably shouldn't be, but it is. I think, and correct me if you think I'm wrong, I think it's just, we have resources that I don't think so many other commissions don't, and that if there are projects, if there's something that we could do together that benefits what their goals are and what our goals are, I think that's number one. But then if we don't, then it's still money that's going to go back into the general fund unless the commissions come up with something. So I think, in my opinion, the second goal would be if we can't find something to do together, then you guys have something that doesn't fall in the purview of both of our commissions that you can use for rather than go back to the general fund.
Okay.
So I'm going to go to the third Monday. That's next, not next Monday, the following Monday. I'm going to go to the Parks and Rec Commission.
I have a handout, and maybe Ms. Nielsen can clarify the date they meet.
Okay, great. Ms. Nielsen, you have the floor.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Parks and Rec moved their commission meeting to January 23rd because I believe the previous Monday is a holiday,
Right. Okay. So January 23rd.
January 23rd.
And your meetings are here or online?
They're usually there, but I would double check the agenda beforehand to make sure that is the case when they post the agenda.
Okay.
And also the EC meeting is the 10th of January.
The environmental,
Yes,
10th of January.
Yes,
at 6 p.m. Ours is at 5:30.
That's for Parks and Rec.
Yes.
Okay. So I will attend the next Park and Rec Commission meeting on January 23rd and just, tell them what you're hearing, Ms. Nielsen. And, and then if somebody wanted to attend the Environmental Commission and let them know the same thing. And then there's arts. which is next week, Tuesday. I'll go to Parks and Rec on the 23rd.
I can attend the environmental commission,
Okay.
and that's the 10th of January. What, do we have a time?
I believe environmental committee starts at 5:30.
And would that be via also, you said via Zoom?
I'm gonna pull up their very last agenda.
I'd like to ask the commission, if we could add FOSPA, Friends of Seaside Parks Association, to that list. Art, you've got the commission, art and history, you've got Park and Rec, you've got the EC. Could we add Friends of Seaside Parks Association? Since they work closely with Park and Rec.
That may be a question for Sherry, the city attorney, only because that's a nonprofit. That's a 501c3. Am I correct on that, Jackie? Okay, so they're five. And since the city council didn't approve funds, they approved funds for commissions. I mean, I just to keep everything, transparent, I'd like to find out from Ms. Damon, would you be able to, Jackie, would you be able to find that out from Sherry if we can make this same pitch to FOSPA, Friends of Seaside Park Association, since they're a 501c3, not a commission?
Can the city give money? Can the council?
Can your commission collaborate with them, work on a project and
Right,
provide funding?
with funds that have been approved to us by the council.
Yeah,
Definitely.
with the council.
Thank you.
Apologize, I was wrong. It's here in the council chamber. Environmental.
It is here in the council
At
chamber?
5:30, yes.
Okay, on the 10th.
Yes.
Thank you.
If there are any cancellations or anything, I'll definitely.
Thank you.
They should have an agenda that comes out just like ours. So
Yes,
we should be
it-
able to go on there and check to see if
It should be posted by Friday, because a lot of them are still considered special. I guess it looks by Monday, but everybody's been very diligent. in terms of- And I should, at least by Friday, know if they're planning to cancel.
Okay.
All right. Anything else under item 6C? Review allocated NIC funds. We've got some avenues we're going to follow and see if we can try to use this money up before the end of the fiscal year. Okay. If there's nothing else on that, we'll go to item number 7, reports from staff. Mr. Little, we'll start with you. Do you have any reports?
No reports.
Reports?
I was just going to Mr. Reardon, if you know, the other day. I am getting the business card for both you and Ms. Meyer. I should be able to just email you let you know if they're at my desk.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Do you have any commissioner reports? Start on this end.
No.
No.
None.
Okay. I don't have anything either. I'd just like to again wish everybody, hope everybody has a good holiday season. Give them a brand new year. Let's make it the best year for the city of Seaside.
Dennis, before we adjourn, could I ask, am I allowed to go back and ask a question about the agenda?
Sure.
So just out of curiosity, am I able to, what if I were to nominate one of your houses if you happen to be in my neighborhood that
Oh.
I've assigned?
That would be it, because there is a reward, so that would be a conflict.
So how would I know that?
I think when you
When we get to vote, and I print pictures for everybody, I'll bring it up at that time.
Okay,
And typically, the commissioner themselves will see themselves on the list.
okay, well, I'm so glad I asked.
Yeah, no.
Good question.
And that's probably good that I have my own neighborhood, because then I don't have to worry about nominating myself or having my house nominated.
And did you say 5 to 10 homes? Do you have pictures of, or?
We'll take care of the pictures.
No, but I mean, I thought last year or the year we're doing 3 homes or something like that.
I think we started doing a little bit of extra because there were issues like, a couple of the homes had code enforcement or code violations, so we kind of put aside, and just so we have enough issues.
You got it.
I know
So,
some neighbors, in neighborhoods might be harder to find 6 or 7, but the
Yeah.
most you can have are
Sounds good.
so Jackie, with regard to that, when we submit those, are you like researching those to see if there are code violations?
So what I typically do, I'll print out the assessor information, basically showing whether or not it's owner occupied. Yes, I will probably make note of code violations, or we can just discuss, did you make sure you don't see anything on your code violation list? Or just bring it up to the commission.
Okay,
It currently has this, you might want to choose this one. If it's something that's literally fixable, that they can just walk out of the house and move it.
thank you.
Oh, I'm
So,
so sorry. Last thing, because I know it's gonna be your first month. February, when we meet on the first Tuesday in February, I'd like to have, we usually have the pictures ready. So anytime within these next upcoming weeks, you can send me your list and then we'll start preparing it for the meeting.
Okay, so that is a very good question. I'm so glad you said that because I forgot I was gonna ask that. So right now, I need to be looking and I need to be submitting that like 2 weeks before we meet in February.
Even the week before is fine.
Okay, and just remind me, when are we meeting again? That we're meeting the first Tuesday.
First Tuesday of every
February.
month, and I think it's February 7th.
February
Okay, okay. So maybe around the 1st or the 31st of January.
Yeah, and that's still fine. It gives me time to ask our code enforcement guy to go out. He'll take the pictures for me, bring them back, I'll print them and be able to present them.
And this will be for February and March.
No, this will be for February. You can send me both lists if you want, but we'll vote for one in February and then vote for one at the March meeting.
Okay, so I could do 10 for February, give them to you, and then do 10 more for March.
Absolutely.
Okay, and could I do them by neighborhood? I
You
mean,
should do them right. So you should pick 10 from one of those neighborhoods for February and then 10 for the other neighborhood for March.
awesome, got it. That's very clarifying, thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
And I know it's your first time. I wanted to make sure. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
those are good questions. Thanks for asking. All right, so our next meeting is February 7th at 6 PM, next regular scheduled meeting, and we're at the point of adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I motion we adjourn.
A second.
And we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Guess we're not opposed. All right, have a good evening,
Thank you
everybody.
all so much.
Thanks,
Thank
Jackie.
you.
And I'll let you guys know as soon as the morning,